Staff Sergeant Mara Vance gripped the stylus and scrawled her name across the demobilization chit. The clerk behind the battered plasteel desk snatched it back, stamped it with a resonant thud, and slid a data slate toward her. You're assigned salvage, per regs. The clerk jerked his thumb at the holding pen behind him. Mara glanced over. A lone figure stood there, wrists bound in mag cuffs, neck branded with a glowing barcode tattoo. Alien. Sala Kor, the manifest said. Translator captured from the Vexari auxiliary lines. Spoils of war, logged like a crate of rations. Mara's jaw tightened. This is a person, not gear. Red say otherwise post-war. Sign transfer or it's black market fodder. The clerk tapped the slate impatiently. Mara scanned the fine print. Galactic Accord Addendum. Human forces claimed enemy assets. No exceptions for the demobbed. She shoved the slate back. I don't want it. Transfer to quartermaster. You're listed owner now. Walk it out or I call MPs. Mara eyed the pen's gate. Sayla met her gaze. Sharp, violet eyes, no flinch, just calculation. Mara unlocked the cuffs with her override fob. Follow me. Sayla rubbed her wrists but stayed silent, steps precise behind Mara's boots as they marched through the bustling demob station. Human troops hawked looted tech. Aliens in collars shuffled past, bartered like currency. Mara ignored the catcalls. Transfer that Xeno bitch to me, Sarge. Half rations for a year. Mara quickened pace. Sayla matched without effort, her lithe frame, scaled skin in iridescent blues, crest feathers flat against a narrow skull, moving like she'd trained for pursuit. Captain Holt's office squatted at the station's core, prefab walls scarred from orbital strikes. Holt looked up from his hollow screen. Salt and pepper hair cropped tight, uniform crisp despite the chaos. Vance, demobbed already? What's this? Mara pushed Sayla forward. Captain. Logistics glitch. They handed me a slave as salvage. I refused transfer. Holt's eyes flicked to Sayla. Then the barcode. He steepled his fingers. Manifest confirms. Vexari translator. High-value intel asset. Post-war treaties allow claim by capturing unit NCOs. It's cruel. Holt leaned back. Prejudice simmered in his voice, tempered by command. Cruelty won the war, Sergeant. Integration pacts hinge on optics. Humans get perks or the aliens bolt. But he tapped his comm. Liaison Ashal Tevs en route for review. Legal limbo until then. Mara crossed her arms. Where do I put her? House her. Your bunk's cleared last. MPs patrol the barracks. No incidents on my watch. Holt's gaze hardened. O'Rourke gets wind. He's circling assets like a shark.
Chief Petty Officer Rourke Sen. Mara knew his type. Perfidier who'd fence a medkit for credits.
She'd rerouted his black market runs twice in theater. Understood, sir. Mara saluted sharp. Sayla spoke for the first time, voice melodic with a translator's lilt. Universal standard flawless. Human claims dissolve in review. I wait. Holt nodded curtly, dismissed. Mara led Sayla out, weaving through the demob throng. Rourke loomed ahead, burly frame blocking the corridor, grin splitting his scarred face. Two goons flanked him. Vance.
Heard you scored Prime Xeno. Sell you the chit. 500 creds.
Mara stepped between them and Sayla. Back off, Chief. She's under Holt's hold. Rourke's eyes gleamed.
Holds paper. Post-war market's hot.
That barcode scans clean ownership. He lunged a hand toward Sayla's neck. Mara slapped it away, fist cocked. Touch her, you court-martial. Tension crackled. Rourke's goons shifted. Sayla tensed behind her, feathers ruffling slightly. Alert, not afraid. Rourke chuckled low.
Feisty. Fine.
But limbo ends soon. He sauntered off, crew trailing. Mara exhaled. Barracks this way. Stay close. Sayela's gaze bored into her back. Why shield? Profit easy. Not my style. Mara flashed her ID at the barracks hatch. It hissed open to dim-lit bunks, empty save for duffels. Hers was last row, fold-down unit, with a single locker. Mara punched the release. The bunk slab dropped, revealing a narrow cot, blanket, and restraint loops, standard for high-risk holds. Yours till review. Sayla inspected it, fingers tracing the loops. Prison persists. Temporary. Mara tossed her a ration bar from her pack. Eat. MPs check hourly. Sayla caught it one-handed, peeled the wrapper with precise claws. She bit chewed slow, eyes never leaving Mara. You lock door? Mara nodded. From outside. Regs. Distempt out, palmed the hatch control. It sealed with a click. She twisted the external bolt, ratcheting lock engaging. Sayla's voice muffled through the plasteel. Why not? Mara leaned against the door, voice low. Because Holt's word holds. And Rourke's watching. She pushed off, boots echoing down the corridor. MPs nodded as she passed. Her own quarters waited 2 bays over. Spartan demob kit packed. She dropped onto the bunk, carbine propped nearby. Sleep tugged, but vigilance won. Rourke wouldn't wait for review. A soft chime. Comm link from Holt. Vance. A Shaltev delayed. Integration fleets jammed. Hold pattern extends. Report issues. Mara killed the link. Delayed meant days. Rourke's window widened. She stripped her sidearm holster, checked the mag. Footsteps outside. MP patrol. All clear. In the quiet, Mara's mind replayed Sayla's eyes. Testing. Trap or truth? She'd solved worse logistics knots. People weren't cargo. Dawn cycle hummed on. Mara rose, grabbed fresh fatigues. Time to scrounge breakfast. Scout threats. Rourke's laugh barked from the mess hall ahead. One wrong move, and she'd improvise. Sayla shifted on the bunk, barcode itching under the blanket.
Human locked her in, but hadn't chained her. First promise unbroken.
Outside, Mara paused at the hatch panel. Override ready. Trust started small. A shadow flickered. Rourke's goon, probing the lock. Mara melted into the bulkhead. Time to solve this problem. Fast. Mara's boot cracked against the goon's knee. He crumpled with a yelp, knife skittering across the deck. She pinned his wrist, twisted until bones ground. Probe my lock again, you lose the hand. The goon, Private Ellis, Rourke's runner, spat blood. Sen says she's base property. Spoils red. Mara need his gut. Telsin paperwork's pending. She zip-tied his wrists, dragged him to the MP's station 2 corridors over. Handed him off with a log entry. Attempted breach, asset protection. MP Sergeant grunted approval. Rourke's crew's bold. Watch your 6. Vance. Back at quarters, Mara palmed the hatch. Sayla crouched by the bunk, data slate clutched like a shield. Her iridescent skin gleamed under the dim cycle lights. Scaled ridges along her arms tensed. 4 arms, 2 primary gripping the slate, secondaries flexed. Intruder handled, Mara said. She locked the hatch, leaned against it. No chains, no guards inside. But boundaries. My space, your space. Touch my gear, we talk. Touch me without ask. Door opens. Sayla's dual pupils narrowed, scanning Mara's face. Her translator implant hummed faint static, Koran dialect overlay.
Humans promise. Then collars tighten.
Not here. Mara pulled a fresh data slate from her kit, synced it to BaseNet.
Fingers flew. Simple contract template, logistics form modded for quarters share. Read this. Consent only. You eat what I scrounge. Bunk's yours. I sleep deck if needed. Door override mine for safety. You say stop, I stop. Sign, or I bunk, elsewhere. Sayla snatched the slate, scanned lines, mandibles clicking, testing clauses like tripwires. No resale fine? No breeding clause? None. Mara crossed arms. People solve problems, not property. Sayla's primary hand hovered over the accept glyph. Secondaries drummed the bunk frame. She signed. Slate chimed confirmation. Logged to Mara's personnel file. Test passed. For now. Mara nodded once. Chow in 10. Stay put. She grabbed her tray pass. Stepped out. Corridor hummed with dawn shift change. Techs hauling crates, pilots bantering. No shadows tailed her. In quarters, Sayla waited 5 minutes. Tested the hatch panel. Locked, but no manual override. She pried event grate with secondary claws, precise as a surgeon. Crawl space loomed, dim conduits pulsing. Slipped in, scaled 10 meters. Emerged in auxiliary bay, empty but red scan lights swept floor to ceiling. Log emitter blinked. Occupant detected. Quarters 7B. She backtracked, checked access tube to east wing. Another ScanNet motion logged. Biometric pad, keyed to Vance. Every route circled back scanned. Positions timestamped. No blind spots. Sayla returned to bunk, barcode scar throbbing. Human planned, like a trap, or a cage with teeth outward. Mara hit the terminal bay en route to Chow, pulled up emancipation form, standard post-war integration packet, a Shaltev's SIG block pending. Filled fields, Sayla core, Karan translator, captured Velik's front, assigned Vance per Holt directive, request, full emancipation, treaty compliant. Attached contract, Breach logs, Alice incident, submit. BaseNet pinged receipt. Alarms didn't blare, but priority flag lit, routed to Holt, CC to integration liaison and JAG. She pocketed the confirmation chit. Mess hall doors hissed open. Steam and syntheg aroma hit her. Lines snaked long, grunts piling trays. Burke's laugh boomed from the officer's nook, but Sen loomed at the server station, tray heavy with extras. Mara grabbed a tray, loaded standard, protein slab, veg paste, caffeine pack. Sen sidled up behind, breath hot on her neck. Vance. Words out. Emancipation ping lit the board. Cute play. She kept eyes forward, gripped tray edge. Legal channel chief. Back off. Sen chuckled, bumped her tray deliberate.
Assets prime. Translator brain, intact hide.
I front 5K credits, transfer clean. Rourke's got buyers legit consortiums.
Post-war markets hot. Mara pivoted, stared him down.
His petty officer stripes gleamed, but eyes darted. Guilt flickers. Call her asset again. I log harassment. Holt's reviewing. Captain's soft on optics.
Sen leaned closer. Voice dropped. Integration fleets delayed weeks.
Ashaltev's buried. Meanwhile, she's yours too, lease. He slid a credit chit across trays. Discreet. 2K marked. Mara palmed it, crushed the edge till it sparked. Dropped shards at his feet. Not for sale. Not her. Walk. Sen's face purpled. Grunts nearby hushed. Trays paused. He snarled. You'll regret, Sergeant. Base law says, spoils till signed off. Law says consent now. Mara shoved past, claimed a corner table. Hollered her chit at the line, doubled protein ration logistics pole. Sat, shoveled food, comm buzzed. Holt. Vance. Your filing's viral. JAG wants brief.
Sen's complaining interference. Report to ready room. Now.
She wiped mouth, tray dumped. Mess whispers followed her out. Vance bucking the spoil scam. BaseNet chatter spiked. Hash Vance emancipator trending in barracks channels. Ready room hatch sealed behind her. Holt paced. Ashaltev on split screen. The alien liaison's frilled crest flared irritation. 6 eyes blinking syncopated. Sergeant. Explain escalation. Mara stood easy. Sir. Assets no asset. Sela Core translates Belix codes better than our AIs. Branded slave per enemy regs, but treaties void that. Contract secures quarters consent. Filing prevents resale pending your review. Ashaltev's voice clicked through translator. Precise. Koran claim filed separately. Your protection buys time. But prejudice runs deep. Sen's consortium? Shadow traders? Skirting lines. Holt rubbed jaw. Politics chew me. Integration push means no scandals. Your move spotlights cracks. Good and bad. Hold her secure. I'll fast track. Screen blanked. Holt eyed Mara. Personal? Vance. I say attachment. Solves post-war mess. She saluted out. Corridor buzzed. Tex nodded respect. One slipped her extra ration pack. Heard you iced Ellis. Solid. Back at quarters, hatch palmed open. Sayela stood rigid, slate glowing with BaseNet feeds. You're filing. All C. Mara dropped the pack on the bunk. Fast-tracked. Eat. Sayla tore into it. Primaries efficient. Secondaries probing the wrapper for trackers. Scans. Log my tests. You knew. Mara stripped fatigues for rack time. Kept sidearm close. Not me yet. Sayla's gaze lingered, testing still, but mandibles eased a fraction.
Humans hoard loyalty, prove it holds.
Comm chimed urgent. Base alert. Rourke's crew breached outer bays. Smugglers inbound for assets.
Lockdown initiated.
Mara's override pinged. Sayla's position queried. She bolted upright. Stay here. Grabbed carbine. Door sealed. Rourke moved first. Mara kicked the access panel, carbine sweeping the dim bay. Rourke's smugglers froze. 3 grunts with stun batons, crates half-loaded. Rourke spun, hands up, feigning surprise. Vance. Misunderstanding. Just inventory check. Lockdowns for assets like her. Mara, advanced, barrel steady. Back off my claim. One grunt twitched. Mara fired a warning bolt into the deck plating. Sparks flew. They dropped gear, bolted for the vents. Rourke sneered, edging away. Captain'll hear this.
So then soft on Xeno trash.
Captain fast-tracked my filing. Mara thumbed her comm.
MPs inbound. Yours? Sirens wailed.
Rourke vanished into shadows. Mara sealed the bay, pinged clear. Lockdown lifted 10 minutes later. She jogged back to quarters, sweat stinging her eyes. Hatch hissed open. Sayla crouched by the bunk. Primaries clutched around the ration pack like a shield. Her secondaries flicked. Alert. Threat neutralized. Mara slung the carbine. Profiteers. Sayla's mandibles clicked once. She straightened, slate tucked away. You returned intact. Expected casualty. Mara snorted, stripping the mag.
Logistics solves problems. She palmed the cooler.
Hungry? Sayla eyed the offered pack-real protein, not slop. Her gaze sharpened.
Payment? Food? Mara tore it open, slid half across the bunk. Eat like you want. Sayla hesitated, then snatched it. Primaries tore in. Efficient. No probes this time. Mara chewed her share, watching. Sayla's frame relaxed a notch. First real meal since branding. Close next. Mara stood. Can't parade you in chains. Sayla's secondary stilled. Why invest? People aren't property. Mara grabbed her chit pouch. Stay put. Corridors hummed post-lockdown, techs slapping backs, MPs hauling work stragglers. Mara hit the black market alcove, shadowed by coolant vents. Grease-stained vendor ex-grunt. Eyed her chevrons. Vance? Need civvies? Small frame? Alien cut. Loose fit. She slapped ration chits down. Double value. Vendor rummaged crates, tossed a bundle. Tunic, pants, boots. No tags. Fresh off a freighter. Corin make? Close enough. Mara palmed them, vanished before patrols circled. Back in quarters, she dumped the clothes on Sayla's bunk. Yours. Sayla fingered the fabric, soft weave, no slave threads. Her mandibles parted slightly. No reciprocity clause? Try them. Mara turned to her locker. Unsealing orders packet, sealed by Holt post-war directives, integration protocols. Sayla dressed fast, tunic hanging loose on her lithe frame. Boots fit perfect. She moved, tested seams, flex points. Then her secondary snatched the packet from Mara's hand. Hey, translator protocols. Sayla's primaries unfolded the flimsy. Her eyes scanned glyphs, mandibles vibrating subsonics. Sealed quantum lock. Human standard. Give it. Mara reached. Sayla sidestepped. Slate interfacing. Lines decrypted in seconds. Green cascade. Directive 47B. Assets under protection pending review. Resale prohibited. But subclause. Non-standard fraternization risks discharge. Feeding, clothing.
Witnessed intimacy.
Mara froze.
That's not. Your actions. Sayla handed it back, gazed piercing. Captain's hedge. Optics.
Mara crumpled the flimsy.
Holt's covering. Doesn't change facts. She strapped on fresh mags. Mess hall. Public. Witnesses see normal, and Sayla's mandibles snapped shut. Trap exposure. Proof. Mara grabbed her elbow, gentle, firm, move. Mess hall buzzed. Soldiers crammed benches. Synth meat steaming. Heads turned as Mara dragged Sayla through the line. Trays clattered. Whispers spiked. Xeno and civvies? Vance's pet. Mara loaded 2 trays, protein slabs, veg paste, water bulbs. Ignored stairs. Thick end table. High traffic. MPs visible. Sat Sayla first. Eat. Mara shoved the tray over, fork in Sayla's primaries. No chains, no bowl on floor. Sayla gripped the utensil. Hesitated. Around them, jaws dropped. A tech gawked, mid-bite.
She's eaten like us.
Shut it, Hale. Mara speared her slab, chewed loud. Standard rations. Standard soldier. Sayla forked a bite. Slow, deliberate. Chewed. Eyes on Mara. Bold. Witnesses. Mara nodded at the crowd. No resale whispers now. Laughter erupted from Rourke's table. Corner booth, his crew nursing bruises. Rourke leaned in, calm to lip. Log it. Fraternization breach. Sayla's secondaries twitched, caught the subvocals. They record. Mara shrugged. Let them. Holt's got my back. Trays cleared. Sayla drained her bulb, primary steady. First, unguarded meal. Her gaze softened. Testing done? Mara stood, trays stacked. Quarters. Rack time. Corridor back. Sayla walked equal, not trailed. You force. Normalcy. Why? War's over. People rebuild. Sayla claimed her bunk, sidearm racked. Sayla claimed hers, Clothes folded precise. Lights dimmed. Comm buzzed. Private channel. Ult, mess hall vids viral. Good optics for integration. But Rourke's filing grievance. Fraternization angle. Mara thumbed reply. Standard treatment, sir. Logistics. Watch flanks. Channel cut. Salela stirred. Your captain signals. Politics. Mara rolled over. Sleep. Dawn cycle hit. Mara geared for shift patrol manifests. Locker pinged empty? No. Door ajar. She yanked it. ID tag spilled. Stolen Xeno chips. Black market hot. Branded, Corin, contraband. Her stomach dropped. Sayla. Footsteps outside. Vance, open up. Contraband sweep. Scylla bolted upright, slate glowing. Planted.
Rourke's trace. Mara palmed the hatch, hands visible.
2 MPs burst in. Scanners hot. Rourke trailed. Smirk wide. Found these in her locker, sirs. Stolen IDs. Ties to my breached assets. Positive match. Vance, you're under. Mara stepped forward. Calm. Check timestamps. Rourke's crew had access post-lockdown. Rourke laughed. Her word. Against logs. Sayla's voice cut sharp. Translator perfect. Quantum echoes. I decode.
MPs blinked. Rourke paled.
Xeno testimony. Invalid. Integration treaty. Sayla held her slate, feed scrolling. Article 12. Protected assets testify. Mara met her eyes. First, voluntary backup. Sayla nodded, mandibles firm. MP lead keyed calm. Captain Holt, we got a situation. Holt's voice barked through. Stand down, all of you. Vance, report to my office. Rourke, Brig, now. Rourke lunged, grabbed Sayla's arm. She's mine. Mara twisted his wrist, dropped him hard. MPs cuffed him. Sayla rubbed her primary, no flinch. Hatch sealed. Mara exhaled. You decoded the plant. Skills. Sayla straightened tunic. You protected first. Reciprocity. Mara's chest tightened. Attachment hit unwanted. Not logistics anymore. Captain next. Stay close. Sayla fell in step. Contract holds. Outside, base stirred, whispers turning to nods. Tech slipped her a chit stack. Captain Holt's office door hissed open. Mara marched in, Sayla matching her stride. 2 MPs flanked the hatch. Rourke Sen sat cuffed in the corner, glare fixed on Sayla. Holt stood behind his desk, liaison Ashaltev at his side. The alien's frills twitched.
You assaulted a superior. Explain.
Sir. Frame job by Chief Sen. Demand bodycam review from the sweep. Holt's eyes narrowed. He keyed his console. Bodycams active. Roll footage. The wall screen flickered. MPs breached Mara's quarters. Scanners lit up forged IDs in Sayela's locker. Rourke's voice overlaid, planted fair and square. Pause. Mara pointed. Timestamp glitch. Search protocol violated. Article 7. Post-war regs. No entry without warrant on assigned assets. Ashaltev leaned forward, mandibles clicking. Human law. But treaty supersedes. Rourke snorted. Her word, Zeno's junk testimony. She spoils. My claim first. Sayla stepped up. Her slate hummed.
I testify.
Holt raised a hand. Protected status pending. Speak. Sayla's voice sliced clear, translator flawless. Integration Treaty, Article 12, Clause 4. Assets with cognitive certification provide evidence. Clause 7. Quantum log falsification punishable by asset forfeiture. She tapped her slate. Feed scrolled, echo traces from Rourke's access codes. The room stilled. Rourke yanked at cuffs. Lies. Xenos twist data. Mara crossed arms. Her decode matches my timestamps. Send access to post-lockdown. Tech chits confirm. Holt scrolled his pad. Ashaltev nodded once. Clauses verified. Seizure blocked. Objection. Rourke barked. Vance hoards her. Slave-keeping human. Optics kill integration. Holt's jaw tightened. He eyed Mara. Sends in the brig. But you, Vance, suspended pending full probe. No duties. Mara's gut twisted. Suspension meant review board. Career hit. Sayla? Holt glanced at the alien.
Reassignment? Sayla met Mara's eyes. Mandibles firmed.
Contract with Vance holds. Protection proven. Ashaltev's frills relaxed. Treaty allows. Assigned to Vance quarters during investigation. Holt exhaled. Done. Dismissed. Rourke lunged as cuffs dragged him out. This ain't over, Vance. Integrational here. Human keeps slave. The door sealed. Mara exhaled slow. Sayla's primary brushed her arm, brief, deliberate. Reciprocity earned, Sayla said. Mara nodded. Chest tightened again.
Not logistics.
Loyalty. They exited into base corridors. Whispers followed. Tex nodded sharper now. Mara keyed her quarters. Probe starts tomorrow. Stay sharp.
Sayla stowed her slate. Sand leaks.
Predictable. Mara paused. Leaks? His pattern. Profiteer. Sayla's secondaries flexed. Integration office next target. Mara's comm buzzed. Incoming priority. She tapped it. Captain Holt's voice. Vance. Liaison Ashaltev demands emergency meet. Now. Rourke moved fast. They doubled back to Holt's office. Ashaltev paced. Frills flared red. Holt stood rigid. Vance Ashaltev's translator buzzed harsh. Leak from your ranks. Human soldier claims Xenoslave. Treaty violation optics. Sayla's mandibles clicked. False. Contract legal. Treaty Article 12 protects.
Ashaltev waived a primary. Public feed viral.
Human keep spoils. Post-war betrayal narrative. Holt glared at his console. Sends work. From Brig. Mara stepped forward. Proof incoming. Body cams. Clear him. Ashaltev's eyes locked on Sayla. Seizure order drafts. You become evidence or free. One hearing decides. Mara's pulse spiked. Sayla's slate glowed. Already pulling clauses. Not without fight, Mara said. Sayla nodded. Decode his leak trace. Block it. 0060 so. Integration Tribunal. Full dress. They exited. Corridor lights dimmed for night cycle. Quarters hatch sealed behind them. Mara stripped gear, mind racing. Suspension chits stacked on her bunk. Tech backups. Sayla sat cross-legged, slate projecting holologs. Her secondaries wove data streams faster than any human rig. You fight for me. Sayla's voice softened. Why? Humans claim. Not property. Person. Sayla's primaries stilled. Trust flickered in her eyes, first unguarded. Mara turned away. Attachment deepened. Unwanted. Com pinged again. Anonymous text. Tribunal rigged. Sends chit spot votes. Save her or lose all. Mara deleted it. Paranoia. Sayla's slate beeped. Leak source. Sends proxy. Integration feed live. Wall screen activated. Cycle blared. Human soldier defies treaty. Keeps alien slave amid integration push. Comment feeds exploded. Alien protests. Human vets defending. Mara palmed her bunk. 0600. We hit hard. Sayla rose. Handed a chit. My certs. Full translator access.
Use. Mara pocketed it.
Fingers brushed. Warmth lingered.
Sleep evaded. Mara lay awake. Sayla's breathing steady across the room.
Choices defined loyalty. Tomorrow proved it. Dawn cycle hummed. Mara dressed. Full kit crisp. Sayla mirrored, tunic straight. Tribunal chamber loomed. MPs at doors. Ashaltev waited inside.
Holt nodded grim.
Rourke? Brigbound. But his shadow hung. Panel assembled. 3 aliens. 2 humans. Center. Grand Arbiter Vexlor. Tentacles drumming.
Case. Vance versus Treaty Caesar.
Vexlor's voice boomed. Human claims asset. Leak confirms prejudice. Mara stood tall. Demand bodycam full review. Send frame job. Panel keyed pads. Footage rolled. Plant. Decode. Take down. Sayla took stand. Recite Article 12, Clause 4. Protected testimony. Clause 9. Proven protection. Grants provisional freedom. Verified. But optics demand resolution. Leet feed played. Rourke's proxy voice. Vance hoard spoils. Mara countered. Proxy trace. Sayla's decode. She slotted the chit. Hollow bloomed. Sends codes. Panel murmured. Human judge frowned. Send charged additionally. Political pressure. Assign integration duty. Vexlor paused. Tentacles coiled. Vance suspended. Asset Sayla car. Provisionally free. Reports to Vance for protection detail. Hammer. Fell. Outcome sealed. Mara exhaled. Sayla's mandibles eased. But Holt pulled her aside post-hearing. Leaks blowback. Protests at gates. Sen's crew stirring. Sayla overheard. Us? Mara gripped her slate. Together. Base alarms wailed suddenly. Breach at integration wing. Mara bolted for the hatch. Sayla matched. Loyalty tested now. Not words. Mara sprinted down the corridor, boots pounding grated deck. Sayla kept pace beside her, exoskeleton clicking sharp. Alarms blared overhead, red strobes flashing. Breach confirmed, integration wing compromised. They're coming for me, Sayla hissed, mandibles twitching. Her voice cut through the din, precise despite the alien timbre. Mara glanced back. Shadows shifted at the corridor's end, 3 figures in civvy coveralls, moving too deliberate. Not MPs. Tail on us, dockhands, sends type. She slapped her wristcom, advanced to control. Lockdown integration sector. Hostiles inbound. Static crackled. No response. Sayla's compound eyes flicked to Mara. Your captain? Holt's tied up. Tribunal fallout. Maintenance tunnels yawned ahead, dim conduits humming. Access ladders slick with condensation. This way. Shorter to transit bays. Sayla hesitated a split second, then followed.
Trap. Only if we stop. Mara sealed the hatch behind them.
Echoes of pounding fists vibrated the panel. She said the way, slate map glowing on her forearm. Pipes hissed steam, low vents reeked of ozone. Sayla's claws scraped metal as she matched the pace. Footsteps echoed from ahead. Mara froze, shoved Sayla into shadow. 2 dockhands rounded the bend. Burly human stun batons live. One grinned, yellow teeth flashing. There's the bug. Boss wants his property back.
Mara stepped out, blocking Sayla. Stand down.
She's under protective detail. Vance, staff sergeant.
Dockhand laughed.
Detail don't mean squat post-war. Treaty's gray unspoils. He lunged. Mara sidestepped, drove elbow into his throat. He gagged, baton swinging wild. She caught it mid-arc, twisted. Second dockhand charged. Mara kneed his groin, followed with a headbutt. Helm met nose, blood sprayed. Sayla darted past, claws slashing the first man's calf. He howled, dropped. Efficient, she said, voice steady. Logistics solves problems. Mara grabbed Sayla's arm, gentle, firm. Transit gates close. Move. They burst from tunnels into the bays. Shuttles hummed on pads, cargo drones whirring. Transit gate loomed, automated scanners, queues of personnel. But chaos reigned. Protesters clustered outside plasteel barriers chanting, humans first, signs bobbed. No alien integration. Mara shoved through the line. Official business, out of the way. A knot of dockhands spotted them. 4, this time, Sin's crew. Grease-stained, eyes hungry. Leader barked into comm. Got the asset. Secure for shipment? Sayla recoiled. Shipment? Not arrest? Mara's gut twisted. Sen's play sell her off base before papers clear.
She pushed Sayla toward the gate scanner. Scan your chit.
Provisional free means priority boarding. Dockhands closed in. Leader grabbed Sayla's shoulder, yanked her back. Mine now, Sergeant. Auction block pays better than duty. Sayla twisted, mandible snapping. Release. Her translator glitched, spitting static. Brawl erupted. Mara tackled the leader, fist hammering jaw. He reeled. She followed with a knee to ribs.
Another dockhand swung a hydro spanner. Mara ducked. Spanner glanced her shoulder, pain blooming hot.
She countered, palm striking his chin. Teeth cracked. Sayla fought like a cornered blade, claws raking one man's arm, drawing blood. Freak bitch, protective detail, Mara growled, slamming him into a crate, wood splintered. But numbers pressed, 4th dockhand circled, baton crackling. Sayla's neck, shock collar gleamed. Post-tribunal safeguard, per Holt. Red light pulsed, armed.
Dockhand lunged for the control fob. Mara intercepted, but Sayla staggered, collar zapping her mid-strike.
She crumpled, gasping. No. Mara dropped low, drew her multi-tool from belt. Field kit standard, vibroblade, EMP pulse. Dockhands piled on. She rolled, jammed tool against collar seam. Hold still, Sayla gritted, eyes locked on Mara's. Zap arced. Pain lanced Mara's fingers. She ignored it. Pulsed EMP. Collar whirred, lights flickering. Vibroblade hummed. She pried the lock. Circuits fried with a pop. Mara gripped the halves, snapped them apart. Sparks flew. Sayla rose, shaking. Free. Dock hands froze. Leader snarled. You'll pay for that. Mira hauled Sayla toward the nearest shuttle ramp. Civilian hauler. Engines. Spooling. Not today. She dragged her aboard, slapped the hatch lock. Seals hissed shut. Sirens wailed outside. Base security closing fast. Drones buzzed the hull. Thumps rattled the ramp. Dock hands pounding. Sayla slumped against bulkhead, breathing ragged. Her hand, clawed, precise, brushed Mara's arm. You broke law. Military regs, collars, treaty mandated. Mara wiped blood from her lip, checked the slate. Shuttle manifest cleared. Next stop, integration outpost. Regs bend for people, not property. She keyed engines. Thrusters roared. Protesters surged at the fence. MPs fired warning shots, but a shadow moved among them. Rourke Sen? No, Brigbound, his proxy matey. Comms crackled. Shuttle Delta. 7. Stand down. Asset recovery in progress. Mara punched override. Vance here. Psi Lacour, under my detail. Tribunal sealed. Log it. Static. Then Holt's voice. Mara, damn it. Political firestorm. Dock secure? Securing now. She glanced at Sayla. The alien's mandible softened. Eyes, those multifaceted jewels, held hers. Trust flickered there. Earned in blood. Shuttle lifted. G-forces pinning them. Bays receded below. Chaos. Flashing lights. A cargo drone peeled off pursuit. Sen's mark? Sayla straightened. Why?
You claim no ownership.
Mara met her gaze. Choices prove loyalty, not claims. Her shoulder throbbed, but Sayla's touch lingered. Cool, steady. Outpost approach pinged. Liaison Ashaltev waiting. But sensors blipped. Tail drone, black market signature. Sen's reach extended.
Sayla leaned closer. They ship me still.
Not on my watch. Mara armed point defense.
War wasn't over, just the battlefield changed. Point defense turrets whirred. Mara squeezed the trigger. Lasers stitched the pursuing drone's hull. It erupted in a fireball, debris scattering across the void. Sayla gripped the crash straps. Her multifaceted eyes widened, mandibles clicking softly. Clear. Mara banked the shuttle toward the outpost's docking cradle. Clamps engaged with a thud. Airlock cycled. She unstrapped, helped Sayla stand. The alien's legs wobbled. Exhaustion, not fear. Stay close. They stepped into the bay. Liaison Ashaltev waited, flanked by 2 enforcers in treaty blue armor. The alien bureaucrat's frilled crest flared. Irritation. His voice buzzed through the translator implant. Staff Sergeant Vance. Surrender the asset. Now. Mara raised her hands, empty. Sayla Core is no asset. I surrender to you, neutral custody under integration protocols. Log it. Ashaltev's compound eyes narrowed. Enforcers, leveled stunners. Sayla tensed beside her, claws flexing. Mutual custody? Ashaltev stepped forward, scanner wand sweeping Mara. You fled a secured dock. Captain Holt reports a tribunal seal. Unverified. Collars are mandated. Hand her over. Tribunal's real. Check the chain. Holt to Central Command. Sayla's freeborn under post-war edicts. Sen's crew collared her illegal smuggling ring. Protect her here or I walk her to the next outpost myself. Enforcers advanced. Sayla pressed against Mara's side, her cool scales brushing skin. Trust. Fragile. Ashaltev paused. His crest flattened. Detain them both.
Audit everything. They marched Mara and Sayla down sterile corridors.
Bulkheads hummed with outpost life. Alien chatter, human drills echoing. Mara kept pace, Sayla matching stride for stride. Interrogation chamber. Stark plasteel holotable glowing. Ashaltev activated restraints. Symbolic for Mara. Magnetic for Sayla's collar remnant. He synced his slate to hers. Logs, Sergeant. All of them. Prove no profit motive. Mara slotted her slate. Data streamed. Supply runs. Casualty evacuations. Sayla's rescue time-stamped. No black market pings. Ashaltev scrolled. Frills twitching. Logistics NCO. Efficient. Too efficient for charity. Humans claim spoils daily. Why her? Sayla shifted. Her voice cut in, precise despite the translator lag. She fights her own. Sends men. Profit. Vance. Broke chains. No claim. Ashaltev turned.
Slave testimony. Biased.
He zoomed manifests. This docking evasion, evasive maneuvers logged. Drone pursuit? Mara nodded. Sen's black market signature. He's not done. Sayla's claws tapped the table. She leaned forward. I know roots. Silence dropped. Ashaltev's eyes locked on her. Speak. Sayla pulled a microdrive from her collar's hidden seam. Branded flesh scarred around it. She slotted it. Hollow manifests bloomed. Coded shipments, warp lanes, drop points. Sen's primary Epsilon relay asteroid belt. Slaves to labor camps. Manifests encrypted. My code. Translators like me. We log everything. Mara stared. Sayla's hand brushed hers under the table. Deliberate, steady. Ashaltev decrypted a file. Routes glowed red. Verified, Galactic enforcement warrant pending. But jurisdiction, I'll run the sting. Mara straightened. Volunteer detail. Sen wants his property back. I pose as seller at Epsilon Relay. Sayla feeds intel from here. Nab the whole chain. Ashaltev's crest spiked. Human military op? On my outpost? Holt won't authorize.
Call him.
Mara tapped her comm. Political firestorm already lit. This quenches it. Clean bust. Integration win. Sayla safe. Sayla's mandibles parted.
You bait?
Risk collar again? Mara squeezed her hand. Quick. Hidden. Solved worse. Trust the play. Ashaltev paced. Hollow files flickered. Profit motive audit clear. Motive? Loyalty? He eyed Sayla. She hates humans most. Treaty scars.
Tested every promise.
This one holds. Comm buzzed. Holt's face appeared. Ashaltev. Status. Holt rubbed his jaw. Sting up. Risky. Optics. Human soldier. Alien asset. Zayla source. Mara leaned in. Bust Sen. Prove integration works. Or he spins it. Humans hoard spoils. Holt exhaled. Approved. Provisional. Mara leads. Ashaltev observes. No solo heroics. Line cut. Ashaltev released restraints. Prep in 6 hours. Relay jump. Sayla stood, scales shimmering under lights. She touched Mara's shoulder. Lingering. Why bait yourself? Choices prove. Heat rose in her chest. Unwanted, sharp.
Tease, they moved to Prep Bay. Techs fitted Mara with tracker implants. False collar prototype.
Sayla synced manifests, her claws flying over controls. Proximity forced closeness. Brushing arms, shared breaths.
You're disciplined. Mara adjusted the fake collar heavy against her neck.
Like a soldier, Sayla's eyes gleamed. Slaves survive. Translators endure.
She handed a fresh drive.
Backup codes. If trap, Mara pocketed it. Their fingers tangled, brief. Sayla pulled back, mandibles clicking. Ashaltev entered. Shuttle prepped. You transmit from safe house on relay. I coordinate enforcers.
Mara nodded. Goal. Sen's pickup crew.
Conflict. Is paranoia. Outcome. Chain busted. Sayla followed to the ramp. Always. Mara boarded alone.
Engines thrummed. She glanced back. Sayla's form silhouetted, claws raised in salute.
Jump drive spooled. Stars warped. Epsilon relay. Grimy station. Asteroid shadows. Mara docked at Bay 19 per manifests. She stepped out, fake collar glinting. Dock hands leered. Human opportunists, alien fences. Asset for sale. She flashed a forged slate, prime translator. Collared clean. Buyer proxy approached, SN's tattoo on his neck. Proof? Mara activated hollow. Sayla's image. Compliant. Tested. Routes memorized. Proxy grinned. Bossel-like. Transfer creds. Enforcers swarmed from vents. Ashaltev's blues mixed with Holt's MPs. Stunners cracked. Proxy dropped, but alarms wailed. Hangar doors sealed. Rourkeson strode in, pistol drawn. Bonce. Knew you'd bite. Blaster fire scorched plasteel. Sen. Endgame. He laughed. Assets mine. You? Bonus. Point defense from her shuttle pinged, remote armed. Drones deployed, lasers pinning him. Enforcers closed.
Sen fired wild. A shot grazed Mara's arm, burned sharp.
Sayla's voice crackled over comm. Manifest alt route. Vents clear. Go.
Mara rolled, tackled Sen. She wrenched his pistol.
Cuffs snapped. You're done. She hauled him up. Blood dripped, mixing with sweat. Ashaltev cuffed the rest. 20 manifests confirmed. Holt's voice. Extracting. Good work. Back at outpost. Medbay hummed. Mara sat. Arm bandaged. Sciella entered. Collar remnant finally cut. Smooth skin exposed. You bled. Sayla traced the bandage. Claws gentle. Worth it. Proximity again. Forced. Chosen. Sayla's eyes held hers. Trust solid. Captain Holt burst through the medbay doors. Vance. Report. Mara pulled her arm from Sayla's touch. She stood straight. Bandaged itched, but pain sharpened her focus. Sen's in holding. Proxy 2. Ashaltev's team pulled 20 fake manifests from their slates. Full chain busted. Full chain busted. Bolt. His eyes flicked to Sayla. She stood tall, collar scarf faint on her neck ridge. No flinch. Integration liaison Ashaltev vouches for Core's testimony. Matches your op logs. He tapped his slate. Emancipation order prepped. Signatures pending. Sayla's tail flicked once. Mara caught it. Tension, not fear. Captain. Holt pulled up the hollow form. Blue light danced across his face. Post-war Treaty Article 47. Spoils revert to integration status unless proven hostile. Core's clean. No priors. Full service record as translator for her fleet. He extended the stylus. Sayla took it. Her claws clicked softly. Ink sealed digital. Sayla's shoulders eased. Freedom, stamped. Ashaltev slithered in behind Holt. The alien scales gleamed under medbay lights. Human efficiency noted. Sen's network disrupts 3 sectors. Your sting collapses it. Ashaltev's multifaceted eyes fixed on Mara. Core stays with Vance per request, or relocates to Core worlds. Sayla spoke first, her voice accent thick but precise. I choose. She met Mara's gaze. Vance kept promises. No chains. I work. Translate for your unit. Heat rose in her chest. Unwanted. Attachments frayed chains. But Sayella's eyes, golden slits, held steady. Trust earned in fire. Holt grunted approval. Legal contract. Quartermaster. Stamps it. She's yours. Unit asset. Civilian auxiliary. He signed off. Slate beeped acceptance. Dismissed. Shuttle preps in 2 hours, Vance. Next posting. Frontier relay. Integration detail. Mara saluted. Holt exited. Ashaltev followed, murmuring into comms. Alone again. Sayla stepped closer. You bleed for this. Her claw traced the bandage again. Gentle pressure. Why? Mara swallowed. Proximity burned.
People aren't cargo. Solved that in logistics.
War's over. No excuses. Sayella's lips curved. Rare smile. Fangs glinted. Humans claim loyalty. You prove. She pressed a data chit into Mara's hand. Contract loaded. I translate routes, manifests. Stay near. Mara gripped it. Warmth lingered from Sayella's touch. Shuttles short term. Relay posts, months out. Then months. Sayla turned to the door. I prepare. Medbay hummed empty. Mara flexed her arm. Pain faded. Loyalty through choices.
Yeah.
Quartermaster's office buzzed with clerks. Mara shoved the chit under the desk officer's nose.
Captain Holt's stamp. Aux contract for Sayla Core.
Translator. Nodded. Approved. Berth on your shuttle. Kit issue. Civi standard. He slid over a duffel. Uniforms, slates, rations. Human sizes. No mods for alien frames. Sayala waited outside. Her own kit slung over shoulder. Simple tunic fit her lithe form. No collar. No brands. Routes memorized. Your shuttle manifests clean. Mara smirked. Always. They walked hangarward. MPs nodded as they passed. Sen's cell visible through brid glass. He glared, cuffed to bench. Mara ignored him. Hangar thrummed. Shuttles idled, ramps down. Mara's ride squatted at Bay 7. Frontier runner. Engines hot. Crew loaded crates, logistics familiar. Pilot waved. Vans. Strap in 5. Integration brass aboard already. Mara nodded, turned to Sayla. Contract starts now. But relay's rough. Opportunists like Sen lurk. As Sayla's tail coiled, I test traps. You spring them. She hefted her kit, stepped toward the ramp. Mara boarded first. Strapped into jump seat. Crew chattered manifests. Shuttle lurched, ramp winding up. Sayla paused at the threshold. Golden eyes locked on Mara. Mara leaned forward. What? Sayla set her kit down. Soft thud. Not yours. She backed off the ramp. Not forced. Ramp hissed shut between them. Sayla's face framed in narrowing gap, resolve carved deep.
Shuttle engines roared. Mara gripped armrests.
Heart punched. Pilot!
Hold ramp. Negative. Cleared for dust-off. Thrust pinned her back. Through viewport, Sayla stood firm. Kit at feet. She raised a claw. Salute, human style. Precise. Shuttle lifted. Docks receded. Sayla shrank to spec. Then gone. Mara exhaled. Chit burned in pocket. Contract active, Sayla chose. Not proximity, not Mara, but near. Frontier relay loomed in nav, months of manifests, routes, threats. Sayla's skills slotted perfect. Loyalty proven. Mara pulled up the contract hollow. Translator assigned. Arrival ping. Sayla's signature pulsed. She'd follow. On her terms. Unwanted attachment twisted. Wanted now. Crew chief clapped her shoulder. New aux? Sharp 1.
Chooses her fights.
Shuttle banked into void. Stars streaked.
War's echoes faded. New choices burned bright.
Captain Holt's cone pinged mid-jump. Vance. Core filed relay transfer. AUG's status holds. Watch flanks. Sends contacts whisper. Affirm. Mara killed Link. Flanks covered. Sayla's routes mapped clean. She leaned back. Arm, bandage itched less. Trust, solid. Choices sealed it. Relay station grew in view.
Massive ring. Human-alien joint. Docking clamps ready.
Manifest check.
Integration brief. Efficient. Docking thudded home. Airlock cycled. Mara stepped out first. Station air hit. Recyc sharp. Alien spices faint. Liaison waited. Not Asheltev. Another. Scaled. Brusque. Aux core arrives shuttle 2. Your detail. Mara nodded. Route sync. Affirm. Her manifests flawless.
Liaison eyed her bandage.
Send fallout.
Contained.
Mara shouldered Kit. Walked corridors. Bulkheads hummed. Joint crews at work. Humans welded frames. Aliens tuned crystals. Energy webs humans couldn't match. Briefing room doors hissed. Officers gathered. Human brass. Alien reps. Holt, patched in hollow. Integration ramps up, Holt said. Core translates key pacts. Vance, logistics lead. Slates prepped. Routes locked. Sayla entered then. Stride, confident. Kit minimal. Eyes found Mara. Held. Room quieted. Aliens murmured, her species rep scarred by war slaves. Sayla ignored. Took seat beside Mara. Claw brushed arm. Accidental? Manifests match. Crystal relays need recalib. Mara pulled slate. Show me. They synced. Sayla's inputs flowed. Precise, alien logic meshing human grids. Efficiency spiked 20%. Aliens leaned in. Human-alien sync. Extraordinary. Human officers nodded. Routine for Mara. But Sayla's precision? Crystal sharp. Brief ended. Duty rotations assigned. Mara and Sayla walked out together. Corridors clear, Sayla said. No opportunists. Yet, Mara glanced sidelong. You stepped back. Sayla's tail flicked amusement. Test. You waited. Heat again. Mara shoved it down. Work now. Contracts hold. Sayla's smile flashed. Choices hold. Quarters assigned. Shared bay. Forced proximity anew. Bunk stacked.